Hey friends, it's Alex, the production pastor again. It's been a great week. Had Philo conference this week, and it was a ton of fun getting to hang out with my team and just spend time together, growing together, and then hearing from some great content from technical leaders and artists across the country. It's been really encouraging and at times really challenging. There were some great messages that were shared by different folks during the different sessions, and it was a really life-giving time. And it reminds me of some stuff that I've talked about in past videos. Recently I mentioned how coronavirus has thrown off a lot of our habits, and for me, trying to rebuild things, especially a lot of my spiritual practices. And so, as I've been spending a whole lot more time just reading this He Reads Truth book this week and getting back into the Word, there's been a new habit that I've built that's really started to change how I see things. And this habit is just asking myself a simple question. In the past, I usually would give myself a couple questions to kind of debrief every day that I'd write down in my journal. These would be questions like, what filled me with energy, what drained me of energy, how did I grow, and what did I learn about myself? Questions kind of like that. But another question that I've added to that list is, how did I follow Jesus today? And it's powerful, even though it's simple, because it doesn't lock me into a certain habit or a certain way that I followed Jesus. It's really easy to think that following Jesus just means reading your Bible and praying. Of course, those are parts of it too, but more than that, following Jesus is being shaped and being changed by him being in your life, by you being a follower of Jesus. And so this week, just as I've been asking myself that question, I've slowly started to see some of the small ways that Jesus has been showing up and how I've been able to grow and follow him more closely. And even though it's a small thing, for me, a big part of this has been with our new sermon videos. So with coronavirus, obviously, I'm doing a ton more video content for my church, but a new thing we've been doing too is we've finally been putting our sermon videos online. In the past, we were a little too embarrassed to do it because the quality wasn't that great, but now that we've upgraded our cameras and have some new content there, it's been a big goal for us to get those out. And doing that every week, I've been able to just sit down and listen to the sermon again and listen to different sections. For me, personally, it's hard to pay attention during a service. There's a whole team that I'm responsible for, still thinking of cues, still changing content during the sermon. And so having a time where I'm just sitting here in this room, getting to edit a video and listen to what God said to our community through one of our pastors is really has been a huge gift for me. And so that's just one of the small ways that I've been seeing how Jesus is leading me through this time as I work to kind of put life back together and figure out what life looks like moving forward. It's been a really encouraging way for me to grow. And so that's all I'm going to leave you with this week is to just talk to you about and ask you and challenge you to ask yourself, how are you following Jesus? And not just asking yourself that as a question, but actually asking that with expectation. Asking yourself, knowing that the more that you seek after Jesus, that he will come and meet you where you are, that as you draw near to him, he will draw near to you. And so that would be my challenge for this week. Go and ask yourself every day, or at least periodically, how are you becoming more like Jesus? And how are you following Jesus? That's it for this week. Talk to you guys soon.